Was there any?
There wasn't.
There wasn't? Oh.
I'm going to have to go upstairs and maybe find a notepad or something like that. And so I try the door, right? The door's wedged, and I'm pulling on the door, and I can't get the door open. It's just like it won't come open, and it's already. And I knew it was going to come to this at some point. Like this is like the clock's ticking. I'm trying to pull the door open, trousers around my ankles again, and I'm thinking, well, what I could do is I could open the window, I suppose, and like try and climb out, but not really, because I got the trousers around the ankles. And that's
or if it was raining, just stick your ass out. 2 birds with one stone.
Sadly, it was a beautiful day, Rick.
I call it the World B-Day.
And so what I'm thinking is, well, I got my mobile phone in there, luckily, because it's in my pocket. I'm thinking, maybe I could phone. I was seriously
Kleenex.
Maybe I'll phone the fire brigade.
By this point, I mean, it just dried.
No, it hadn't. It was.
Hold on, was that little puppy not around? Because sometimes you can call that. It's got a little bit wrapped round it.
Listen.
Or just use the puppy itself.
There's 50 million people around the world going to need to hear my voice in like 30 minutes.
Exactly.
And
where's Steve? He's not locked in the toilet again, is he?
Exactly.
Oh no.
So I'm thinking about phoning the fire brigade, and I'm thinking, like, if I do that, it's gonna be the first call that goes straight on the speakerphone.
Yeah.
For like the entire fire brigade service.
With
everywhere.
a butch hero carrying you down over his shoulders with your trousers around your ankles.
Exactly.
Can I just not pull him up? No, you've got to be taught a lesson.
Yeah. But I imagine the idea of phoning up and going, hello there, I'm trapped in a room in my house. Oh yeah, which one is it? Oh, I don't need to know.
It's quite small. Is it?
Yeah. It's not the toilet, is it? Because we don't want to come and rescue someone who's trapped in the toilet.
Which service do you require? Paper.
So I think I can't phone the fire brigade. The clock's ticking. So then I think one of my housemates is still in the house, but still asleep. So I phone the house number. Right, phone rings and rings and rings for ages. And eventually, he answers the phone, right? Gets out of bed, answers the phone, yeah. Hi, it's Steve. Alright, what's wrong? Oh,
what are you doing? What are you doing? Alright, yeah. Oh, I didn't wait, I don't know. What are you doing? Oh, just in the toilet.
Just downstairs in the toilet.
Oh, yeah, what are you doing? Oh, well, I've finished what I'm... Have you got...
Yeah. So he had to, kind of scrape together a few bits of paper, and sort of tinfoil or whatever he could find in the house.
A cactus.
Come down
no.
Pass it underneath the door, right? And then I said, can you move away from the door because I don't want you to hear me as I'm, wiping the... And so
he didn't say that?
Yeah, well, I didn't want him to, that's embarrassing.
Sorry,
that's embarrassing.
What were you wiping it with? Not tumbleweed. What do you mean? What noise?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Right.
So then I say, right, can you smash...
Why was he hovering? Why didn't he want to walk away? Will you keep your... What was it? Outside with a glass to his ear?
Yeah. Thankfully, there was a window in the door, but it was frosted glass. You could just see my semi-naked body moving around. And so eventually I said to him, look, listen, I'm going to need you to sort of kick the door in. He said, well, I don't want to kick the door in because you're going to have to pay for it, aren't we? I go, yeah, but I got to go to the World Service. Well, yeah. And he was a lovely man. He's the weakest man you've ever come across. It's like if there's one person you don't want to have to throw their body weight against the door, it was him. It's like he'll snap before the door will. So he's smashing against the door.
This sounds like a fetish to me, then. He went in there, and there you were naked with lots of toilet paper. And you go, oh, you've broken the door down, and there I am naked. Again.
Oh, you've rumbled me, Rick. I wish I'd not told that embarrassing story on the radio. Like it wasn't embarrassing enough, you've just got to make it slightly more seedy.
Oh, so did he get it down?
He did it, yeah, and I got to the World Service with like minutes to spare.
Oh.
And interestingly, I told that story to 50 million people around the world.
You're joking.
Yeah.
Did they understand?
I think so.
I mean, is that a bit of a problem when you're on the World Service, like thinking of things that everyone can understand?
Yes.
Because you can't.
It's a bit like when talking to you.
Yeah, exactly, Carl. I think you're on thin ice there, worrying about people understanding what you're saying.
No, but you can't talk about stuff that's on the telly and that, because some people say, well, we haven't even got a telly here.
Oh, yeah, you're listening to XFM 104.9. Play a record. Nirvana, All Apologies on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, obviously, with me, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington. Well, Steve, I met up with... I know it's forbidden, usually.
I don't know why you
Let me just
doing it.
explain to the listener. Me and Steve have got a little bit of a pact. We're not allowed to talk to Carl during the week because he comes out with too much dynamite, and we want it to be fresh, and it's just unfair. And if he sees us laughing, he clams up a little bit because he knows something's wrong with his head. So, I was in a pub, and Carl called. He returned a call. I'd called you earlier, and I said, "Oh, I'm just across the road. Come over." And he came over, and we had a conversation. And I kept saying, no, save it, and I can't remember half the things he was saying, but I do remember one thing he said. He said that the human eye never grows. He said, unlike your ears and nose that keeps growing all your life, he says the human eye never grows. Now there's a little bit of, he says, now you look at a baby, it's got big eyes. It's got the same size eyes as it will have.
When a baby's born, everyone always goes, oh, look at its eyes, don't they? Because that's like the main feature.
Yes.
They're quite big. They don't grow, they don't get any smaller, they stay the same size.
What you mean, once you become an adult, you've the same sized eyes?
As soon as you come out of the womb, your eyes, the size they are as a little baby, they stay the same size. It's
Until
just
you
like
die.
the sockets.
And I pointed out to him, right, you know, I said, if that was true, Steve Merchant, when he was a baby, with these eyes he's got now, would have looked like a hammerhead shark.
Alright, calm down. You don't want to go lay into the eyes.
Do you know what I mean? Just to prove my point.
I didn't laugh when
Good.
he said that.
Respect.
Do you know what I mean, though? Imagine,
I've got the eyes are the windows of the soul, and mine happen to be enormous
French
plate glass
windows.
windows. Yeah. But you know, but nevertheless, they're beautiful. Many people find them beautiful.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah, many people do. But
Do you know they don't have kneecaps either?
My eyes, or
what?
Babies. when they're born, they don't get kneecaps until they're about 2.
they don't get knees.
Is that true?
Yeah. And
yeah,
What are you
it might be
talking
true, it
about,
might
Carl?
be
That's,
true.
but isn't it a little bone? It's part of the.
Well, no, but all
the leg bone.
you've got lot more bones when you're born than
yeah, you got
eventually.
300 when you're born, then 205 when you're an adult.
Yeah, they all fuse, don't they?
Do they?
The head's got to be all soft to come out.
Right.
As we said earlier, you know.
I would know. I'm a shark.
Oh,
So
God.
what did you say when he said about my eyes being huge?
Okay, get off it.
So that isn't nice, considering
Yeah.
he's not here.
Yeah,
I said
talking
I
about
wait
him
until
being
he's
on
here when I slag him off.
Yeah, very well. No, nice one, Carl. You're an honourable man.
Oh, well, I know, you see, the thing is, right, that made me think that it might be a little bit of truth in this.
There is as well,
that-
the ear thing. Have you seen that with old
That's
men
true,
who have
yeah.
really long ears
Yeah,
and big noses?
yeah.
You mean
do
that-
they eat buns and walk around in the jungle, these
No,
old
sorry,
men?
you mean that the ears and the nose carry on growing?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do, that's true. That's true, it's cartilage.
Yeah, but it's not like sort of Pinocchio.
No, after you're dead, you leave a body lying around, he's got a huge elephant
Really?
type ears.
If you left him long enough?
4-foot nose, that's what, yeah. No,
remarkable.
but it's about the focal, length in your eye, you see, because it's like a big lens. So it makes sense that they couldn't change that much. Because an owl, do you know why an owl turns its head round? Sort of like 180 degrees.
No.
Because it can't move its eyes, because the eyes take up the whole, it's the biggest eye in the animal kingdom. The eyes take up the whole of its skull.
Really?
Yeah, and it has to move its, yeah.
Has it got a brain in there as well?
It's got a brain in there, yeah, above the eye, yeah. When I say the whole of the skull,
Quite, yeah. There's
Yeah.
also some space for the brain.
what I meant is the two diameters of the eye is the diameter of the.
You've lost me
skull.
there with diameters. And
You didn't like maths, did you?
no, don't like maths. Never understood it. Couldn't
Yeah.
get to grips with maths. I don't know about you, Carl.
Did you do maths, Carl?
Now, how did you do in your exams on the maths? Did you turn up? I bet yours was rather like my theory, which is why do you need to figure it all out when you've got a calculator?
Exactly.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah.
You're
And I
right.
agree.
Well, let's play a record, and afterwards I'm going to be testing you on your homework this week, Carl.
Could we do White Van Man first?
We could do, they've got to know
just to
what
remind
they're
people.
dealing with, yeah. Carl's homework was to read all about, as you know, Che Guevara.
Absolutely.
Last week he did well on Rasputin, didn't he?
Did very well on Rasputin. Yeah, passed with flying marks there.
So let's have a bit of Wu-Tang, shall we?
And let's have White Van Man.
Yeah.
White Van Carl. No.
Yeah.
Don't erase none of that good shit.
Wu-Tang Clan, Leslie. XFM 104.9, Richard Bays, with me, Steve Merchant and Carl Pilkington. Now, I just remembered something else Carl's in the week. I know it's forbidden to talk to him, but I'll tell you this. He was very excited about the Friends Reunited. He was a bit nervous at first, wasn't he, last week? But then he was really getting into it. And in the pub he was talking about the people, and he said, I'd never go on a reunion, though. He said, I'd never do that.
What, a school reunion?
Yeah, and he wouldn't want to see anyone. And I went, well, I said, wouldn't you want to see those two lads with the big heads and the webbed hands?
Oh yeah, these were people you went to school with, weren't they?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't knock about with them. They were in the class.
What were they called?
Freaks.
Right.
Right. And he said, no, I wouldn't want to see them. He said, because what could you say? Oh, you haven't changed much. Right. And he said, they wouldn't go anyway, would they? I said, why? He went, well, they didn't have any friends.
Right.
And I said, well, weren't they friends with each other? And he went, no, that would have been too obvious. Like, they passed each other and went, no, I know it's tempting, but let's not.
Everyone would think that's just what we were going to do.
Yeah.
Let's not do it.
Yeah. So they didn't even hang around with each other.
No.
See, I must say, in my head, I've got something like it's like some sort of extra thing from Blake 7 that they're like some sort of lagoon monster, but they just had slightly oversized heads, did they?
See, does your head grow? Your eyes don't. Does your head? Because maybe they've got to a point now that it's all sort of caught up with each other.
Well, at the time, the eyes were very small and the head was huge.
Just a very big head. And
Yeah.
I mean, the fingers aren't going to change. That's not.
They had
not
webbed fingers.
It was like the penguin in Batman.
Really? Are you sure?
No, honestly.
Are you sure they weren't wearing mittens?
No, seriously.
Yeah, they were. It wasn't home economics. They weren't getting something out of the oven, a very hot dish, were they? Every time you saw them.
But why were there two, but they weren't related and they weren't friends?
I don't know. I suppose it's like asthma and that, innit? Some kids have it, and it just was a
Yeah,
coincidence.
but asthma's quite a common thing. Webbed hands, Carl.
Yeah. I don't know. You don't think of it, do you? When you're a kid, you just sort of
Oh,
when
yeah.
you when you first see them.
Yeah.
There goes the frogmen. Anyway, Carl, look, let's have a little quick session of White Van Man. For those that don't listen to the show regularly, the Sun, as you may know, has a section called White Van Man where a member of the public gets asked their opinions on the week's big political and social hot potatoes. Carl, we just thought it would be fun if you answered some of the questions. It's not so much questions; it's just your views really on these big news stories. What do you make of Olympic ski hero Alan Baxter testing positive for drugs?
What did he do?
Well, he won a gold medal in the Olympics, and
For what?
He was a skier,
Right.
and he won gold medal, and they've just tested him positive for some kind of illegal drug.
But what? I mean, if he did, why take drugs to ski?
Why?
Because all you do is balance.
But imagine, it'd be amazing if you were stoned, like going down a hill.
Yeah, it's not like you have
But
to.
it's not going to help you. Is
No,
it?
it's
not
just
like,
gravity that's doing all the work, isn't it, with skiing?
Yeah, but it's often to do with your athleticism, isn't it? It's
No,
to
but it'd be
help you.
like saying, and we've just found out the people on the toboggan were on crack. It's not going to help them. You,
Yeah, but
you sit there and you go with the flow,
Yeah,
and you try, and you hold
could
on.
I say, the drugs he was
Apparently
taking.
that's his defence,
Probably, he probably wasn't jacking up H or dropping a few E's or getting stoned. He was probably taking more sort of
Steroids.
performance enhancing drugs, as opposed to him just like scoring some shit around the corner
But-
from someone,
but that
getting
doesn't-
off his tits and jumping in a toboggan. Doesn't mean that, does it?
He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't off his nut.
Yeah, yeah. You tested you pissed out your head.
But why doesn't he just say, "Don't be stupid. Why would I do that? It's just not going to help me out."
But it is, isn't it? Because performance enhancing
Oh,
drugs
no,
do.
wait a minute, Steve. Wait a minute, Carl. Right, look at this way. Okay, look at me. Yeah, have I got his attention?
Yeah, the lights glinting off your ring there.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
attractive,
yeah.
attractive.
Okay, right. No, keep concentrating. Right. Some athletes, you're aware they take drugs. That's to build up
Swimmers
muscle.
and stuff.
Yeah, swimmers. For
Runners.
example, runners. Yeah. Not only do they help build muscle, right, but they can actually, give them a boost performance-wise,
Yeah.
sort of like steroids and all this sort of stuff, right? So that's the sort of thing we're talking about. Okay.
Right. So
He,
again,
he wasn't on
why
a
would
bong
that help
before.
you?
What?
Why would that help you when you? All you've got to do is balance on skis.
Not when you're at the Olympic level.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do with your body and
No,
your
it's
legs.
practice, isn't it? It's like if you've skied for years, then you've got good balance after a bit.
Oh, do you know what, Carl? Do you know what? You've made a mockery of drug taking. Well done. Right,
Yeah.
next one, Steve.
I hate this bit. I hate this.
I don't know if you saw it. What did you make of Posh Spice's Warts and All documentary?
Yeah, I saw a bit of it.
What did you make of it?
I mean, people are slagging them off, aren't they? Saying, she's daft and that, but
Don't make you.
she's. I think they're all right, honestly.
Yeah, I think they're all right.
She's all right. I mean, I think David's really a decent bloke.
Sure.
Would
Would you agree that he's quite a simple man?
Yeah, but he's a footballer. He doesn't need to be. You know what I mean? It's like me.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I only got an E in history.
Sure.
But knowing about the Tudors doesn't help me press these buttons and put the next CD on.
No, sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, good luck to him, and he's done well out of it, and it's just
Yeah.
jealousy.
Yeah.
I remember, though, when I was back in Manchester, I was in Piccadilly train station, and he was there, right? Not as big a star as he is now,
Yeah.
back then, but he was stood there, and I was so close to going over to him and saying, "Did you go to my school?" Because I recognised his face, but I didn't know who he was. Do you know when you sort of go, "Sure, I went to school, it's not the one with the big head,"
Yeah.
but I do recognise him. Then my girlfriend got off the train, and I said, "I'm sure I know him." She said, "Yeah, it's David Beckham." And I was
Oh,
so
thank
close
God
to
for your
going over.
girlfriend. Does she get an awful lot of scrapes, does she?
She does, yeah.
Okay. What
So-
about the fact that the pension crisis
Sure.
is going to force Britons to work into their 70s, Carl, and claim a pension.
I think it's a good thing. Because you see a lot of old people who look bored.
Okay.
And I honestly think if you keep your brain busy,
Yeah.
you'll live longer.
Yeah.
It's only when you actually shut down, right, that's when your body sort of dies because it doesn't feel it has a purpose. It's like if you've got flu, keep going to work. If you have a day off, you just feel worse. You'll mope about at home. It doesn't do you any good.
What about
whatsoever.
where do you draw the line then? What if you say lose a finger? Pop into work?
Depends. If you can't concentrate because it's painful,
But what if you're a typist?
Or
you're not going to
pianist?
type as many words, but you'll do more at work than you would having a day off at home.
Sure. Okay. Tony Blair turning trendy with his Paul Smith designed naked lady shirt. I don't know if you've seen this. It's the one with pictures of naked ladies on the cuffs.
And, you know, I mean...
Okay. And finally...
how's that? See, this is what annoys me about this feature. It's just, what's that? So what?
Yeah, but it's the Prime Minister of this country wearing a trendy shirt with naked ladies on the cuffs.
Alright.
Okay. And finally, what do you make of the fact that Top of the Pops have banned Will Young singing both tracks on the #1 slot, and consequently he wasn't on there at all? They had to show the video. The first time anyone's ever made this demand. He wants to sing both the A and B side.
Well, he can't.
It's double A, yeah.
Double A side.
That's what he wanted to...
That isn't how it works, is it?
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
And the thing is, which one... I mean, at the end of the day, loads of people have bought it, haven't they? And it's
Yes,
like one of the
yes.
best... So it doesn't really matter what it does, because people have got it, they can listen to what song they want at home. Doesn't matter about what Top of the Pops do.
Yes.
And it's just annoyed me now. It's...
Who's annoyed you?
Just what goes on in the world. I'll tell you, you're better off not knowing. It's better being in my little world. If that's what people are talking about on the streets and asking the white van man, do you know what I mean?
I think you're right, Carl. I think you're
Jeez.
right. Shall I play a lovely song for you? Because you're getting all stressed now, aren't you?
I've not had a good day.
No, I know. We tell you about it later. It's not a good day. Well, I'm going to play a Neil Young track here of Harvest. It's Alabama. It's beautiful, and this is for Carl. Athlete, West Side. I still like that one.
It's a good track.
Yeah, I was worried that it's a bit novelty. It would go off very quickly. But it's good.
No,
Really
it's not
melodic.
bad at all.
On XFM 104.9, I'm Richard Bays, with me Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington. Steve.
Well, we were talking about the news just now, and there was a story I heard in the week. I think it was on the radio, and I don't know all the details. But what I heard was that a number of, I think it was Falkland and maybe Gulf War veterans, were, I think, suing or complaining to the government because they wanted compensation for post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but it seems to me that if you're in the army and you're a soldier, a certain degree of trauma is kind of inevitable. I mean, after all, if you're any good at your job, you are going to see people getting killed. So I don't understand what the ins and outs of it are. I don't know why.
No, when he came back and Tony Blair met him and go, alright, well not really, no. Go on, what's the matter? Well, if there was people shooting at us and everything, it was all muddy. Well, calm down, don't cry. Well, I will.
There was a drill sergeant just kept shouting, saying, "Look at you, stupid boy! Where's this
he's
gun's
got
not
trained,
clean?" I
hasn't
just
he?
cleaned the gun and it was fine, and now he's telling me to clean it again.
Yeah, the boots, they were shiny.
fine,
Well, he's got to do that, it's more
His
distant.
neck was as big as his head.
Well, yeah, but you don't know what they, you know.
I don't know what the ins and outs of it are, but
what you got to do is make sure you know what you're going into. That's what I do. You got to check the small print. So if I was, going over to like the Falklands or the Gulf, I'd put down and go, will it be horrible? I go, you hit the back, yes. Will it be horrible? It will be horrible. Yes, it will be horrible. There will be shooting and lots of death. And everything. I go, right. I'm not going to go. And they go, okay then. Okay.
that should be fine. Yeah.
Be fine, yeah, just got to go. Is anyone else scared about this? Pretty much all of us. Okay, then we won't send anyone.
My brother went into the army, right? Because he couldn't get a normal job, and my dad said, if you don't get a job by such a date, that's it, son, you're going in the army. And, when was the Falklands? Was it about
81?
Right, and he joined back in like 81 or something. And he I don't know, he was an older shot or something.
Oh yeah.
And he wrote back to my mum saying, a bad time to join, bad time in this. So she wrote.
Well, join, that's so sweet, Carl, isn't it? That's like, dear Dad, yeah, well done.
Don't know if you've noticed.
Yeah. I was on the dole, that's for sure. Thank you for joining. A month before the Belgrano.
Anyway,
go on.
My mum called up, spoke to the shop sergeant, and said, "Can you leave him out of this one?
Can you leave him out of this one? What, the Falkland War?
He's only just joined," and she called him Chuck, which he got done for. Like she's one of them. I think